These tariffs. The Wall Street Journal editorial board went as far as to say Mr. Trump is treating United States allies worse than he treats adversaries like Russia and China. Now, why would he do that? The editorial also says President Trump risks undermining the United States economy, although you wouldn't know it by today's jobs number. This morning, the Labor Department is reporting that the economy added 223,000 jobs in May. That is far more than expected. Unemployment fell to 3.8%, and black African-American unemployment at its lowest level since the Labor Department started tracking it in 1972. Those are some good numbers. Bottom line, the economy may be the best thing the president has going for him. Here's my question. Why risk blowing it up, sir? I want to bring in my panel. Eamon Javers, CNBC's Washington correspondent. Jonas Sarah is a columnist for Bloomberg View. Brendan Greeley, the editor of the Economic Research Note, All We Know So Far. And Bob Torricelli, a former Democratic senator from my home state of New Jersey. Eamon, let's start with you. I want to break down the numbers because it's a very good jobs report. But I really want you to dig in to the wage number, because we were at full employment a month ago, 6 months ago. Let's talk about where we are now for those who need raises.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right to spotlight that. Weekly wages, hourly wages were both up in this report, and that's a measure of the quality of jobs, not just the quantity of jobs. You know, the overall jobs number is something we pay attention to in politics because it affects the American political landscape. But more than just the number of jobs, people's frustration is about whether or not they themselves are doing well, whether or not they themselves feel like they are advancing in their careers. And those wage numbers that we saw this morning are important for that psychological boost for American workers to feel like, you know what, I've got a quality job, not just any old job. And we're also seeing the number of available people out there in the labor pool, that's coming down as well. So a lot of people who weren't working are now working. The people who are working are seeing a boost in their wages. That's all to the good for the economy, Stephanie.
Getting up that underemployment number and getting wages higher, both very big positives. And the president, he certainly wanted us to pay attention. At 7:30 this morning, he sent out this tweet, Brendan, looking forward to seeing the employment numbers at 8:30 this morning. Let's talk about why that's valuable. I completely understand why the economy is a win for the president. But to send this tweet out 1 hour before it becomes public, the lockup around this number couldn't be taken more seriously in Washington and Wall Street.
So the security around these numbers is incredible. Where Eamon just was in the lockup, I've been there before. I've been there with Eamon before. They take away your cell phone. They put you in a room. You're allowed to look at the numbers. You don't have any access to the internet. If I were to, before 8:30, text my wife and say the job numbers look good, I think I'm going to be home late, I would never work in financial journalism again. These numbers are so tightly guarded because it's not just the top line number. It's all of this detail about different industries that are tradable. And if you can get that information early, of course, then you can make a decision in financial markets.
Traditionally, the president gets that number the night before.
That's exactly
right. But we've never seen a president make any comment.
Never.
I reached out to the SEC this morning saying, hey, boys and girls, you care about this, and they're declining to comment. This is quite a big deal. I mean, at 7:21, right after he put the tweet out, we didn't see any price action change, but we saw volume change. So to people